go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times.
Welcome to Crafty Beach. This is Julie, and I don't know about you, but our family, we really love National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It's our favorite Christmas movie. So I have tons of Christmas Vacation DIYs for you today, and we're going to start with Christmas ornaments. I'm going to show you how to make a set of 6 Christmas ornaments, all inspired by scenes from the movie. And we're going to be using these little wood slice ornaments from the Dollar Tree. They're a little over 3 inches, and the great thing about them is they already have the holes pre-drilled in them. But you could always drill a hole in the wood slices they have that are not the ornament ones. I designed 6 images, all inspired by different scenes from the movie to make these. I made them all like about 3.5 inches, some of them like 3.25 inches, just because some of the wood slices were a little smaller. And this is the first one. This is the Jelly of the Month Club, you know, that famous bonus that Clark didn't really want. He wanted his cash bonus for Christmas. And then I just lay my wood slice on top using an ink pen to draw that out. Then I'm simply just going to go in and cut that out. I don't want it to go over the edges of the wood slice if I can. So I trim it once, kind of like check it out to see if that's going to work. And then I can always trim it more because I want to make sure I don't have like any paper going over the sides. And I have so many printables and SVG cut files for you today that I had to make an entire folder on my Google Drive. So I'll be sure to share those with you. I'm going to do a nice thick coat of Mod Podge here on my wood slice. Because the wood's kind of rough, it kind of soaks it in, and the cardstock that I printed these out on, you know, is nice and thick, so I need that to be secure. I just lay it flat on top. Gave mine a quick trim there because I didn't really like something I saw there, making sure all of my edges were down. And you don't even really have to wait for this to dry with cardstock. You can just go over the top of it with another coat of Mod Podge to seal that on. I'm going to go in with my heat gun and give that a quick dry, and then we can poke a new hole in there so that we can string up our ornament on there. You can kind of feel around where it's going to be. I like to use a little Cricut weeder to poke a little hole in there, and I really had no problem at all feeding these little thin pieces of twine through. I found that they hang a little bit better if you go ahead and tie them off first, so I tied mine off twice to the wood slice, and then I tie it again to form a loop. I find they hang like straighter that way, not sideways. And I think that is so cute, the Jelly of the Month Club. I wanted to add a little bit of decor to the top, nothing much. I have a little bit of this red bead garland left over from Valentine's Day. And it kind of reminded me of the berries that were on the Jelly of the Month Club image there. So I thought I would cut down just a little bit of that. I'm not sure if they have this for Christmas, but they might. Valentine's and Christmas stuff can be used pretty interchangeably with the red color. And then I'm just going to use a little dot of hot glue on the very top of my wood slice and attach that. Now, I made all of my images on the same sheet, so I will be sure to include that, even though I did kind of custom size some of mine. But I'll also be sure to include each one of these images for the ornaments as an individual file in my Google Drive for you to kind of scroll around, find out what you want to print, and you can make a little Jelly of the Month Club ornament just like this. So cute. Stick around a little later in the video. We're actually going to be making a Jelly of the Month Club DIY. Just a funny scene, and I'm going to actually put all these together on this little tree I got at Dollar Tree Plus to do a themed Christmas tree. And I think these would also be really good to give as a gift because you could give a whole set of ornaments, and I think anyone that loves the movie would enjoy it. The next image I designed was a little white cat wrapped up in a Christmas present, and the present saying meow. So this represents a scene where Aunt Bethany, accidentally wrapped up her cat as a gift, which was super funny. And so I even made sure to give it a white tail to represent the little cat from the movie. And of course, we have to have the little present saying meow when you shake it. And I'm just cutting that one down to size. And I'm using AI to create all of these images for you today. I gave it a lot of details from a scene of the movie that I wanted to recreate. It did a great job. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking me which AI program I'm using, and I'm just using ChatGPT, the paid version. It has built-in DALL-E 3. And like how I would do it would be, I would say, design me an image. I want a Christmas present, and in it I want a white cat tail sticking out, and see what it can do. If you don't like its results, you can always regenerate. It's making changes or adding new details. The only thing the AI just can't spell. So if you want to add words or anything like this, you'll have to do it later. I do mine with Canva, but it does a great job. So I'm just going to tie this one off. I poked a hole and put the twine in there. Now for decor for this piece, I thought it'd be fun to represent the little white cat tail. So I picked up one of these little white boas from Dollar Tree. These are like toys, but they have them in with Christmas, I think, because so many people use them to make Christmas trees, which was my plan for it. And I'm just going to cut off one little boa here, boa piece, feather, and glue it to the very top. And it kind of looks like the little furry white cat tail sticking out of the little Christmas present. So here's little Aunt Bethany's cat. Super fun. And again, I think that this would be a great gift idea. I'm sure many of you guys know people that really love this movie, and pairing them all together as a set is a really fun idea. This is how it looks hanging on that little Christmas tree from Dollar Tree Plus. We have two now, two Dollar Tree Pluses in my town. Can you believe it? Well, we might have more. I haven't been to some of the other ones, but I know we have two. Now, the next image I had to make a tiny bit smaller. They're all like about 3 inches. This one was a tiny bit smaller. The image I designed was a little squirrel wearing a Santa hat playing with Christmas lights and Christmas trees. And this was inspired by, you know, Clark bringing the Christmas tree in from the yard and then being attacked by the squirrel when he was dressed up as Santa. I thought it'd be fun to bring all of those pieces together, and how cute is this little squirrel? It's so adorable. I'm just going to kind of trim this one down to size. This one was kind of a little bit odder size, but you can kind of trim it down to however you want. And I printed all mine all out on one sheet of cardstock. I just find that it's easier to Mod Podge with. You don't have to worry about wrinkles. It helps with drying and stuff like that. And it makes it super sturdy. So I put Mod Podge under and over, give it a quick dry, and we are getting really good at this now. I'm going to poke a hole in here. Sometimes it was a little trickier to find. And just thread our twine through, tying this one off as well. Now, since this one is like the little squirrel in the Christmas tree, I thought we would decorate the top of this one with a little Christmas greenery. So these are those little wired greenery pieces from the Dollar Tree. And I just cut down a little tiny piece. We're going to have it kind of go out this direction. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut a second piece to come out the other direction, just to give it a little bit of feel of a Christmas tree. Just something super easy. And I think just having a little piece of decor on these little wood slices just makes them look a little bit less plain and adds to the festive touch of the Christmas ornament. So there is our cute little Christmas squirrel in the Christmas tree, ready to jump on Clark's back, making everybody faint. That movie is hysterical. I love it. I think he's so cute. I love that image with his little fluffy tail. Now the next Christmas ornament we're going to make is Cousin Eddie's legendary RV. I designed a blue and white vintage RV. I wasn't able to make it quite as dirty as his, but you kind of get the idea. I also decorated it for Christmas. I thought would be cute. And so I'm just going to lay the little wood slice right here on top. And again, I'm just using an ink pen to draw that on so I can get it, you know, going the same direction and that perfect like odd circular cut. And I always try it on first. It usually requires a lot of trimming here to get it just perfect for the wood slice shape. And I just love wood slice ornaments. I think they're so fun. I made a Coastal Christmas video with Cricut where I did some beach ones on these, and they just turned out so pretty. So that's another option you can do with those, is you can add vinyl to them and make really easy ornaments too. But I think, you know, Mod Podging it is definitely a fun use too. So I went ahead and glued Cousin Eddie's little vintage RV here on the front and poked a hole right in front, and we're going to tie this one up. Now to decorate this one, I thought it would be fun to do like, you know, little Christmas decorations on here, kind of like how I decorated his little RV there. So I'm going to start out with jingle bells. They have these little jingle bell wire garlands at Dollar Tree. I thought it'd be fun to add a little jingle bells on there. Cousin Eddie coming to visit for Christmas. So I just cut 2 of those off, and I'm just going to wrap those around the little hanger here at the top. They are wires. They should kind of stay where they're supposed to. And I'm going to trim off the excess. You might want to glue those on. I noticed that they do slide right off if you don't. I did have to go back and add like a little dot of hot glue to the bottom of each one of those to make sure that the little jingle bells stay on. And then I wanted something to represent like Christmas lights and like the greenery that's on there. So I'm actually going to use some of this berry garland. This is from the Christmas aisle at Dollar Tree too. And I'm actually just going to use the little berries because I think they kind of look like red Christmas lights, right? And I just cut off 3 of those. We're just going to attach just the little berries themselves. So I'm going to kind of pile those up here in the front, just kind of randomly with hot glue. And then I thought it needed a little greenery too, because I, you know, decorated the RV with like a wreath and garlands. So I'm going to again use some of that greenery, the wired greenery from the Dollar Tree. And just cut off a little piece here just to provide a little bit of greenery with that as well. And we have Cousin Eddie's RV. That's an RV coming for Christmas time. Super cute, and I love how these all look together. They're so funny. My husband got a big kick out of these. He's a big fan of the movie as well. I think he's the one that got me hooked on this movie like 20-something years ago. Hey guys, I want to take a quick moment out of today's video and let you know about my Facebook group. I always have it linked below. You'll get to find out when I post new videos, and you'll get to see what everyone else has been crafting, and I would love to see what you've made as well. I also have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest, and my handle's Crafty Beach on YouTube. Okay, back to the Christmas ornaments. This one is going to be the family truckster. I designed a green station wagon with wood panel on there, Christmas tree tied to the top, and it even still has the roots attached. Now, getting AI to design this one was a challenge because it did not understand the roots, but I finally got it and it was perfect. So we're just going to cut this one down as well and just trim it as needed. And we're going to go through and Mod Podge this on. I do use this image. I loved it so much on some other DIYs today. So stay tuned for those. I was able to kind of remove the background too. So if you want yours without a background, this one has a pretty subtle background of like, I had it driving down a road with like a Christmas tree farm in the background. And we're going to Mod Podge this one on, just like all the other ones. So you can kind of see why I designed them as squares, since it is definitely not like a perfect round shape on these wood slices, but I think the imperfection kind of makes them even better. I like to kind of push my cardstock down with a paper towel. That way I don't really damage anything, to make sure it's all down before I go in there with my second coat, or my top coat, I guess, of the Mod Podge to seal that on. And again, we're just going to poke a hole and tie this one up as well. For this one, I thought we could decorate it like the little Christmas tree that's tied on top of the little family truckster. And so I'm just tying this one off. This hole, like some of the holes kind of go sideways through them. And so even though you can kind of feel where the hole is on the back, it's a little bit unpredictable where it's going to be on the front. So I thought we could make a little mini Christmas tree out of this wired garland from Dollar Tree. So I just cut a piece down, and then we're going to trim it to look like a Christmas tree. That was so easy. And I'm going to take it up a notch and kind of make it look just like the Christmas tree on the top of the station wagon. To do that, I thought I would use some of this wired jingle bells, but I just want like the brown wires. I think they kind of look like tree roots. I cut off 5 little pieces, and then I kind of wind them all together, having like roots kind of sticking out in all directions. They don't have to be perfectly wired together because there's not a lot of room there because I'm going to glue it on, but I just kind of tried to give it a rough twist. And then I'm going to come in from behind and hot glue that to the top of the ornament. And this little tiny detail of adding the little Christmas tree with the roots really made this Christmas ornament look super special. So I just made sure they are all glued on and kind of sticking out every which way, just like in the image I designed there. And here it is. We have our little family truckster with the Christmas tree on top. And the reason it has all the roots on top, if you'll remember, is because he forgot his saw. I have no idea how they got that out of the ground. And I think this turned out really fun. You kind of have to look closely to really see that detail of the little Christmas tree on top, but I love it. Okay, our last Christmas ornament that we're going to be doing today for Christmas vacation is an overcooked turkey. You guys know that they may have started the turkey too much. When they cut into it, it was completely dry and fell apart, and they had to like dip the turkey in water because it was so charred. So I have an image of a burnt turkey displayed proudly in the middle of a Christmas feast. Super funny, and just another funny scene from the movie. I love the part where like the mom is like pretending to eat vegetables during that scene, and she's like tossing them over like her shoulder with her fork instead of eating them. So funny. So many details in that movie. Now I just went ahead and Mod Podged our little burnt turkey on, making sure it's all trimmed, and then we can Mod Podge the top. We're going to poke a hole in it, tie the ornament on there just like we did before. And I had so much fun putting these little Christmas ornaments together for you. I hope that you can recreate some and get a good laugh out of these. I love them. Had a little bit too much Mod Podge on there. And again, I will be sharing the files individually, all 6 of these Christmas ornaments. And then I'll try to include the PDF of the whole sheet of them that I designed. That way I could just use less paper. And that is our last one. I do want to decorate it, so I'm going to use that berry garland again. I thought these kind of look like, you know, berries, cranberries, and I thought that'd be a fun little touch. So I'm just going to take a little piece of them. I want quite a few berries, and then I'm going to kind of wind them together in a circular shape to kind of make them look like, you know, a bowl full of cranberries or something like that. So I just keep wrapping it around, kind of gathering all of the little berries on one side. And then there's kind of a hole in the middle, so I can just put that over my Christmas ornament hanger like that to kind of wrap it on. And then I do need to go in there with a little hot glue just to make sure that stays in place. But it definitely looks edible, like food that would be part of the Christmas dinner scene. And that turkey looks like it has been in the oven for a while. So there it is, our little burnt turkey, our final little Christmas vacation, Christmas ornament. Super cute. I love how all of these turned out. And I'm going to show you how they all look together because they're so fun. This is how it looks hanging on my Christmas tree. You can see it's got like the green beans, the mashed potatoes, the cranberries. So it's all decked out for Christmas, a little fire in the background. And of course, the little burnt turkey proudly displayed. Now, I told you I was going to show you how these all look together. So here, let me show you how they all look together on my mat first. You can kind of see how all these little scenes go so nicely together. And if you tied them all up, I think they would just make a really fun gift for Christmas, or you can use them yourself. This is how they all look together on that little $5 Christmas tree from Dollar Tree Plus. Super fun and super theme. You could always add some more Christmas vacation things on here. Like if you could find like little stuffed squirrels or little like images that would remind you of something from the movie, that'd be really cute. And like top it off with like a Santa hat or something would be fun. Okay, let's start with some home decor DIYs for Christmas vacation. Now, I went on Pottery Barn. They have a Christmas vacation line, and I could not believe how expensive they were. So we're going to try to make our own. I got one of these little polyester plain pillows, and I actually got this at Dollar General for $5, but I think they might have these at Dollar Tree Plus. And I got some printable iron-on for light fabrics by Cricut. I normally do sublimation, but my sublimation printer I didn't use it for a long time, and it is so like clogged that I can't. So I thought I would try some of this printable iron-on materials from Cricut with my new Cricut Joy Xtra and do a print and cut. So that is what we did. I'm going to do the family truckster with the tree on top, and we're going to kind of make it look like the Pottery Barn version with a few modifications. And so I used the print and cut feature on my Joy Xtra, and basically you just print it out on the sheet, then it has you feed it into your Cricut. It's going to cut out the perfect shape. Now, I had never weeded any of this iron-on from Cricut before. I was kind of confused at first. But basically, all you have to do is kind of get under it a little bit, and then you can pull off the excess iron-on. And it did this perfect print and cut, even around these crazy edges of the tree roots and the Christmas tree. I was pretty impressed. And I designed a bigger image for my sublimation. I'll share that too if you are set up for sublimation. And I'll also share the individual pieces because this one I had to break into 2 pieces to be able to do this with the iron-on fabric. I didn't expect it to cut out this middle section up here, but it kind of did. So I'm going to go ahead and weed that part out too. And we're going to do the family truckster with the Christmas tree on top. Then we're going to do words on the top of it, very similar to the Pottery Barn version of the Christmas pillow. So again, this is the pillow that we're going to use. And I went on Cricut's heat guide, and it told me to do it at 315 degrees for 30 seconds. I am just peeling the little iron-on off of the paper, which is pretty easy to do. I'm trying not to stretch it out or anything. And then I can just simply place that where I want it to go on the pillow. And doesn't that look so good? I was really impressed with how well this turned out. Making sure I don't really have any white pieces left on there. And just kind of trying to center that on there and make sure all of my iron-on is laying super flat. Now it said to use like some kind of a cover sheet, so I'm just going to use a little piece of parchment paper to protect my Cricut Easy Press, and we're going to just press this on. You know, at first time I tried to do sublimation on a pillow that was already stuffed, that I couldn't take the stuffing out of, I was a little nervous, but as long as you add a little pressure, it's no problem. So again, my heat guide said 315 degrees for 30 seconds for the printable iron-on, and for polyester, which is where we're applying this to. And my image was bigger than my 9x9 Cricut Easy Press, so I did have to press it twice to get it on there. But look how beautiful that looks. Now for the words on the top, I decided to put like a wood sign behind it. That way it would be easier for the print and cut feature to work. Otherwise, I would have all those individual letters. I didn't really want to line that all up. So again, you just kind of have to find where it cut, peel off your excess iron-on material. And they do have this for dark fabrics as well. This Cricut print and cut iron-on fabric. This is the one for light fabrics. We're going to go ahead and center our little wood sign that says Griswold's Family Christmas at the top here. and combine that with our little family truckster down there for a really fun pillow. This pillow is, fairly large, and so I wanted to cover as much of it as I can. And again, I go in for 315 for 30 seconds, and I'm going to have to press it twice because it is bigger than my easy press. I really need to get a heat press. I want one, but man, I don't know if I really want to store one. And this is how it turned out. I was so impressed. I think it was so easy to do using the print and cut feature. My Joy Xtra print and cut works better than my Explore Air. It's so easy and it works really well. You do a little bleeding edge on there, so it'll give you a perfect cut like that with no white borders. And this is how it looks in my home. Our little Griswold themed Christmas pillow. I think this is so cute. I'm either going to use this in my entryway or on the couch for Christmas because it would go with any kind of decor. Okay, up next, I found this great sign at Target Dollar Spot for $3. It's just a chunky wood sign, but I thought this would make a really good trivet, because it's so thick. It's made out of wood. So I wanted to do a trivet for my kitchen. It's got a green leather handle on there, so I thought that kind of made sense too. And I designed this fantastic image to put on the front of it. So I went ahead and printed this out on cardstock. I'm going to try to sketch this on with a pencil, kind of working around the handle. And I had it say Aunt Bethany's Jello Mold Company. And I did a green Jello mold. And as you can see, it is covered in cat food, cat treats on the top, just like from the scene from the movie. So I thought that was so fun. I had a great time designing that image on AI. And then I did like a red and green Christmas plaid background. And we're just going to try to cut this down to size. Now, I'm going to Mod Podge this on that Target Dollar Spot sign, but I didn't think Mod Podge doesn't hold up over like 110 degrees for the top. So I did have to seal the top a little bit differently because I want to be able to put hot dishes on this in my kitchen because I want to actually use it. It's super cute. But I can Mod Podge this part, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I do a thick layer of Mod Podge all over my little chunky sign. And again, I designed that as a square, so if the only thing you can find is a square, it would totally work as well. And of course, I'm going to include this free printable for you. Once I get a good coat of Mod Podge on there, we're just going to lay it on here, kind of smoothing it out with a paper towel, trying to get really good adhesion. I don't want any bubbles or anything like that. I want everything stuck down to the little hot plate. And I love these signs. I think they're so cute. I also kind of wanted to rough up the edges, making sure that I didn't have any paper kind of hanging over the edges, but I wanted to kind of distress it to make it kind of look more old and used, something that Aunt Bethany would have. So I went over all of my cardstock with the sanding block, just kind of roughing it up a little bit, giving it just a slight weathering. It was a little too perfect. Now, once I got that on there, again, I don't want a Mod Podge on top because I want it to be heat resistant. So I was reading that polyurethane, clear polyurethane, does a good job of holding up to heat. So I'm just going to put a paper towel over my leather handle here. And we're going to go over and spray this with a couple coats of polyurethane. It also brings out all the pretty colors and everything in that design as well. And it's super stinky at first, but it's going to seal it. And supposedly this will hold up to heat. And I'll have to let you know how that turns out. I want it to be really good and sealed though, so I did go over it with a second coat. And that is like a matte finish, so it shouldn't be too glossy or anything when it dries. And here it is, Aunt Bethany's Jello Mold Company. And look at that hilarious little Christmas Jello mold with all the little cat treats all over. And it is super fun. We all love Aunt Bethany. She's so funny in that movie. And her Jello mold, Cousin Eddie really enjoyed. Cat treats and all. Now for the next home decor DIY, we're going to make coasters. I found a 3-pack of circular ones at Target Dollar Spot, but you could totally make these with the square ones from Dollar Tree, they're really easy just to redo. It doesn't matter which one you get because you can just cover up the image on them. I designed 3 printables to make coasters, the family truckster. And why is the carpet all wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot. The famous neighbors from Christmas Vacation. And I, again, designed these as squares, so you can definitely use these on square coasters from the Dollar Tree, but they work for circles as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut these down to size. I printed these out on cardstock, and of course I will include a free printable so you can recreate these. If you wanted to make Christmas ornaments with these as well, that'd be super cute. I did a really fun red and green Christmas sweater pattern on the back of each one of them. I'm going to lay my little dollar spot coaster right on top and just using a pencil to sketch that out so we can go ahead and start cutting that down to size. I did a white circle on all of mine and then did the sweater prints for the background to give it a fun bit of Christmas flair. And I did them all kind of in the same colors of red and green to make them coordinate nicely together. So we're just going to go ahead and cut them all down to size. I made mine like exactly the same size. So it was a little tight fit here on the edges, and I just really had to cut off the corners on these. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to cover as much of the top of the coaster as I can. And I love doing themed coasters. They're so fun. The ones I have out right now are the coastal Thanksgiving ones that I designed with all the pumpkins on the beach. And I did those with the square Dollar Tree coasters. And we got all 3 of these cut out. The neighbors were so funny in that movie. Oh my gosh. And having Clark as a neighbor has got to be a little challenging. So I'm going to do a nice thick coat of Mod Podge all over, put the little cardstock that we designed right here on top, and smooth that down, and then we can just go in and start sealing the top of it with Mod Podge. You can use Mod Podge on the top of these. I do go in and kind of weatherproof these as much as I can too, to make them as waterproof as I can. And there are different kinds of Mod Podge. You could always use like a dishwasher safe Mod Podge or something like that on top too. That would work. And we're going to do the same thing here with I Don't Know Margot. And again, I told you we were going to use this image again. This is a little family truckster with that fun tree on top. And we're going to go ahead and Mod Podge that one down as well. This would be a great gift idea too. Something else that you could give as a set if you didn't want to use them for your own home. And again, I'm going to Mod Podge on the top of all of these. Probably not going to have anything hot on the coasters, mainly cold drinks. And so I just do a thin coat of Mod Podge on all of those. And then we're going to go in and dry those. And then I will also show you how I seal mine a little bit better to make sure they're going to be waterproof. Again, the cardstock is paper, so I don't want it to get wet. I also go in with a sanding block here to make sure I get any excess paper that may be hanging over the edge. If I didn't get it cut perfectly or applied perfectly, I don't want any excess paper. I really want them to look more professional. And the cardstock's a little hard to sand off, but if you go over it a couple times, it will definitely kind of shave it down right exactly how you need it to be. And those look pretty good. I am going to go over it with one more coat of Mod Podge to help seal it on there. Sometimes too much Mod Podge wants to come out. I don't know. I always squeeze it out. I think it's like the consistency of paint. And it's way thinner than paint, so I need to be careful with how much I apply. But I was able to use it almost all. And get that on there. We're going to go in and dry that. And then again, we're going to give the final seal. I'm just using some clear matte Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover. This stuff works great for coasters. And I'm just going to go over the top of all of them with one coat. It's going to seal them and make them all waterproof. I really don't like using spray paint near my camera because I'm always afraid I'm going to get some on there. But with the clear, I think I can do it. So I sprayed those all, gave those a nice dry, and we have a set of Christmas Vacation coasters. I love those quotes. We're going to be doing lots of movie quotes later on in the video. Some of them have profanity in them. You can always censor yours if you would like. And here is our set of Christmas Vacation coasters. And why is the carpet all wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot. So cute and funny and festive for the holiday season. And I love things like this that you can actually, decor pieces that you can actually use. They're very functional. And I plan on using these on my coffee table, maybe my bar, for the holidays. Okay, up next, we're going to make a large sign. I wanted to do a large sign for my entryway. And so I'm going to actually make it out of these Dollar Tree long signs. I'm just going to put 5 of them together to make a big sign. I'm going to kind of switch which end the holes are here. Some are going to be up, some down. I just want it to look like a pallet sign. And if you can always use like a thrifted sign, something bigger, but or Dollar Tree Plus does have like the large chalkboards now. But I'm just gonna make mine together by using craft wood and just the long skinny signs from Dollar Tree. I'm going to frame them up by just doing the craft wood on the back. So I'm just going to put 2 beads of hot glue there and glue that to each one of the boards to bring it together. And this is just a Dollar Tree way to make a large wood pallet sign. What I wanted to do was to do like a Christmas Vacation themed Griswold tree farm sign. I thought that would be cute. I love like a good tree farm sign, that kind of stuff. We're going to paint it with some chalk paint. I chose crisp linen. It's kind of a whitish ivory color. And we are just going to paint this wood. This unfinished wood from the Dollar Tree paints so easily. So this is not going to be any trouble at all. I'm just going to do 1 coat of this ivory color all over. And then I'm going to go in and kind of distress it, make it look like an old farm sign. So I did ivory and then I dried that and then I just kind of went in between each one of the boards with some antique wax by Waverly. And then I'm just using a baby wipe to kind of weather it all over. I probably used a little bit too much antique wax by Waverly because it's turning like more wood when I wanted more ivory. But that's okay because you can always go back in with your original color, distress it some more, get it however you want. I was just kind of going for a rustic look on this sign for a tree farm. But I do want it to look like they are individual pieces of wood. I think that looks kind of cool for a sign. Then I used my Cricut, and I will include the printable. I had to do the free squirrel with purchase, I think in a separate file, but I did make this into an SVG file. So you can use this on whatever kind of cutting machine that you have. And this is going to be in my Google folder that I'm going to have linked below this video. And the very bottom of the sign, I wanted to say free squirrel with purchase because it's going to be a Christmas tree farm. And the squirrel inside the tree, I thought that was funny. So I'm just using my paper, transfer paper, and then we're going to use some green vinyl here. This is actually Dollar Tree vinyl. I try to avoid this stuff, but sometimes I need a color and Dollar Tree is all I have. And so I had Little Full. This one's going to say Little Sap. And this is going to be in a file all together. The only one I think I had to do differently was the free squirrel with purchase. And it's just a matter of trying to get this to stay down and weed it. The thing I don't like about the Dollar Tree vinyl is it just doesn't work well with my mats and stuff like that. It's usually kind of hard to weed. So I also made Griswold out of green. So I made Griswold, Little Full, a lot of sap, and I'm just using my paper transfer paper that I get on Amazon. That is linked below in my shop. And we're going to use all those to put all the vinyl on the sign. I'm also using some of the red Dollar Tree vinyl for the Christmas word here, the Christmas tree farm. And just trying to make sure that I can weed this and not take any of the vinyl with me. So the very top of the sign is going to be like Griswold, Christmas tree farm, just like, any kind of like a tree farm or any kind of seasonal farm sign. And we're going to decorate it, just kind of give it that Griswold Christmas vacation take. So that is the last piece of vinyl we have. And we can start putting this sign together. So we're going to do the green Griswold up here on the top. I love using the paper transfer paper. It works so great for freshly painted surfaces like this. And, you know, vinyl is just a really quick way to make your own personalized sign. It is usually a little bit easier than making a stencil. You can kind of trim your letters down in between the signs if you want. And then we're going to put Christmas tree farm here. And I do have these like in different colors so that you can make yours in different colors as well. We're going to lay that on there, pull off our transfer paper, kind of smooth that all down as much as we can get it. And for Dollar Tree vinyl, it did a pretty good job. Along the bottom of the sign, it's kind of hard to show you because the sign is so big. We're going to do the free squirrel with purchase. Little ad down here. And again, I try to kind of cut between my boards. I just kind of like the vibe of that. And then we're going to have little full over here on the left, a lot of sap over here on the right, which make great ads for a Griswold Christmas tree farm. And then I'm just kind of trimming my vinyl down, making sure everything is good and smooth. Now for this center, I didn't put anything because we're going to do these little Christmas trees, wooden Christmas trees from the Dollar Tree. I decided I like the 3 the best. I think that looks pretty good. And I thought it'd be fun to kind of do like a little 3D vibe of having a little Christmas tree on the Christmas tree farm sign. And then to break up the vinyl, make it look a little bit more hand painted and less like plastic stickers, I decided to go back in and distress mine all over with that same whitish color that we used to paint the sign, just to kind of make, you know, that distressing through the vinyl just kind of gives it the appearance more of a hand painted sign. I'm also going to seal the vinyl. Since I added so much vinyl, I want to make sure that it is good and secure. So I go over the entire Christmas tree farm sign with a coat of Mod Podge. Now here's the little Christmas trees that we want to attach to the front. And we're just going to paint those green. So it's going to be a very red, white, and green kind of sign. And I have Christmas tree green color in acrylic, and I just painted that. And then just simply hot glue that right there to the center of my sign. I got a little crazy with the hot glue, so just trying to clean that up a little bit. And then I went in and slightly distressed all my little trees too to give them that same kind of distressed vibe. I have just a little sawtooth hanger left over from a Dollar Tree sign that we're just going to put here in the craft wood in the back on the frame so that we can hang this on the wall. And we have a big giant Christmas tree sign for my entryway. Very Griswold, very Christmas vacation, and super sweet. What do you guys think? I'm going to add to this, we're going to be doing a whole wall full of Griswold Christmas decor signs using things from the Dollar Tree. But up next, we're going to do another Christmas vacation themed DIY with this actual sweater sign that I got at the Target dollar spot. It was $3 and it's supposed to look like, I guess, like an ugly sweater. But when I saw this, I just thought this needs to be like a Cousin Eddie DIY. So you'll see what I do. It's already a black chalkboard on this sign, so I'm going to kind of take advantage of that. I'm going to tape off the area where you would have like a dickie. So we could do like a black dickie underneath the sweater. And I want to do that so you can see through your sweater and you can see the dickie. Because if you remember in the movie, that's how Cousin Eddie was when he was all dressed up for Christmas. So for the sweater itself, I'm just going to paint it with ivory acrylic. I'm just kind of protecting my stand here. Now, this was Target dollar spot. This was not this year, so you know, any kind of a sweater DIY that you could find. I guess you could always kind of draw out the shape of a sweater. It'd be easy enough too if you can't find this. But I just go over with ivory, and again, I'm covering that black chalkboard surface, so it is going to take like more than one coat. but I wanted the black part to stay black for that part. And now we can tape it off to do the second coat of ivory. So I want it to be V-neck sweater like Cousin Eddie's. So I'm going to use 2 pieces of painter's tape now to mark off the neckline, because I want that part of the turtleneck or dickie to stay black. And then I want the sweater to be this ivory color, just like his sweater. So this time I'm going to do the second coat, going all over the whole area, even the part where the dickie is. That way there'll only be like 1 coat of ivory on that part, so you'll be able to see the dickie through the sweater, was what I was thinking, and I thought that was super funny. So I'm just going all over with 1 more coat of the ivory, kind of spreading that out the best that I can. And I go in with a quick dry, and then you'll kind of see what I was talking about. See how you can see the dickie underneath the sweater? And we're also going to make this into a Christmas vacation sign. Since we kind of have a blank canvas there, just kind of touching this up a little bit from where I had a little bit of bleeding here, and making like just a little bit of a collar on a sweater, like a little bit of a, you know, sweater trim. I was having trouble getting it super straight, so I decided to put painter's tape back down and just paint this part on. So you might want to do this part before you remove your tape if you're going to do a little Cousin Eddie sweater as well. Super fun, and it gives it, I think, that vibe of a sweater. Sometimes that Dollar Tree painter's tape doesn't work too well, but we got it. Now again, I'm going to use some red Cricut vinyl from Dollar Tree. And this is another SVG file that I've designed that I'm going to share with you for cutting. And this one says, "You serious, Clark?" Where Cousin Eddie, you know, his famous line to Clark, I believe they were talking about Santa Claus around Christmas dinner. And I did kind of a script font, so I'm just kind of weeding that out. And you can kind of see what I mean about that vinyl from the Dollar Tree not working well with the mats, as it's kind of ripped on the back because it likes to stick to the mats, which drives me crazy. And then we can just use my paper transfer paper and put that "You serious, Clark?" right here on the front of Cousin Eddie's sweater. And this is going to make a fun decor piece for my entryway table, where we're doing all Christmas vacation theme. We're even doing a Christmas vacation tier tray. Again, I want to seal it, especially with Dollar Tree vinyl. And so I just go over the whole thing with a coat of Mod Podge. And here it is. I think it's super funny. That sweater, that look in the movie is so funny. And so is Cousin Eddie. "Are you serious, Clark?" And I put this here in my entryway next to my tier tray, and then I surrounded it with just Dollar Tree garland to make it look nice and festive for Christmas. Hey guys, I wanted to take a quick moment out of today's video and let you know about memberships. For $4.99 a month, you can get early ad-free access to my videos, and it's an easy way for you to support me here on YouTube. You can cancel anytime, and I really appreciate it. Okay, back to the DIYs. For the next DIY, I took Dollar Tree wood signs, and we're going to make Christmas vacation signs, really easy ones with just different colors. Did you see my paintbrush just like break completely off? It's a good thing I got it from Dollar Tree, right? And so I just paint this one Christmas tree green. It is just a Christmas tree wood shape from Dollar Tree. And then I go back and distress the whole thing with ivory to give it like a coastal farmhouse vibe. And then I'm going in with some white vinyl. This time I'm using a little bit better vinyl. And we are going to make white writing on the green sign. So I wanted to make a wall of signs to go around our Christmas tree farm sign. I want them to be red and green for Christmas. And then I want them to all have favorite lines from Christmas Vacation movie. So this one says, "Hey Griswold, where do you think you're going to put a tree that big?" And I thought that was super funny. This is another SVG file that I've designed that you can use for your Cricut or your Silhouette or any kind of cutting machine that you have to cut out the same saying. Whenever things are already designed for you, it just makes using your Cricut even easier. So again, I'm using my paper transfer paper and I'm just going to lay that right on the Christmas tree sign and put that straight on top. I had a couple like dots not quite transfer, but easy enough to touch up with a little bit of paint. And then I just kind of sanded mine to get it all down, went over the top of it with some Mod Podge to seal it, and then to kind of make it look a little snowy, I decided to distress it with a little ivory on the like border of the tree just for fun. And we're going to do a whole bunch of these. So this is the first one we're going to do. The little Hey Griswold sign. Super fun. What do you guys think? I wanted 2 red ones, 2 green ones to hang all around that Christmas tree farm sign so I can kind of do a whole wall display. Sometimes the thing that takes me the longest with trying to do words like that on Cricut is just trying to find the right font. There's like too many sometimes, if you know what I mean. I get like lost trying to go through every font, trying to decide which one I want. Now, I also found this sign at Dollar Tree in the Christmas aisle. It is a camper with a Christmas tree on top. So it totally reminded me of Christmas Vacation because of Cousin Eddie's camper. I'm going to paint this one red. Just all over, just because I want to kind of make it like a, just a sign. It's just going to have the silhouette of a camper with a Christmas tree on top. So I used candy apple red in acrylic, and I just went all over with one coat of that. I'm going to go back in and distress it very lightly with a dry brushing of ivory. If you get a little bit too much on there, you can always go back and kind of blend that in with just a baby wipe. I just wanted a light distressing before I go in with more Cricut white vinyl. The white vinyl that I get, I buy it in bulk on Amazon. That is linked below in my shop, as well as the transfer paper that I use. Now I am just going to weed this out. This one has a bad word in it, so I'm not going to say it in case you have any littles around. But you can always edit yours if you want, like by putting like asterisks and stuff like that in there. But I will share this SVG file for you too if you want to recreate it with the actual line from the movie. So you can see what it says. And we're going to put that on the camper because that totally makes sense, right? One of Cousin Eddie's like iconic lines. And I just use my transfer paper and transfer this. I use like this fancy font. I thought that would look really funny with that crazy expression that it's spelling out. Gonna make sure I get this all down, kind of sanding that into my sign, and then again sealing the vinyl off with some more matte Mod Podge. It's already got like 2 hanger holes on it, so I just need to go ahead and make a new hanger with twine. This did have like little bump out pieces for the camper, but I just made that part of the back because I just wanted a flat surface for the front so that I could attach vinyl to it to make another little Christmas vacation sign. And here it is. And yes, that was full. My son got a big kick out of these signs. He thought it was so funny. Speaking of, I can't wait to see him next week for Thanksgiving break. Ah, yay. I miss him so much being away at college. Okay, so the next one was a Dollar Tree gingerbread house. And I just flipped this one over as well because I just wanted the house shape. And again, we're going to do red because again, I just wanted to do red and green, make it Christmas colors. And I just go over the entire back of the little house sign with some candy apple red, dry it, and then distress with some ivory. And we're going to go in with white vinyl on this one too to do another line from the movie. I do a little extra distressing along the roof to kind of give you like the appearance of some Christmas snow. And this is another SVG file that I've designed for you guys that it will share in my Google Drive file. When I tell you I had to make like a whole folder, I designed so many printables and SVG files for you. And this one, jolliest bunch of, you could always censor yours as well. This side of the nut house, which is a really funny line also from the movie. And we're just going to use our paper transfer paper again and put this on the house. I thought that made sense going with like a house shape. And I kind of broke mine up into 2 different parts because I wanted to make sure that I got it all on there without getting anything like really cut off with the roof line or anything like that. So I'm just trying to line that up. And super funny. So we have a nut house and we have a house. And again, this was just the gingerbread shape in the Christmas aisle at the Dollar Tree. Gonna finish it off with a little bit more dusting of snow on the roof to give it that winter vibe, and just make another hanger with this one with some twine. And again, I made a whole bunch of these to hang around that giant Christmas tree farm sign that we made, and they look so funny together as a set because of course I had to get all these Christmas vacation lines in there because, you know, that's one reason why the movie is so iconic. Super cute. I have this one hung there to the left of our Christmas tree farm sign. And then this one is a truck with a Christmas tree on it. Again, from the Christmas aisle at Dollar Tree. And it has bump outs on it as well. Just like before, I want it to be just a flat sign. But I also don't want it to be a truck. I want it to look like a station wagon. But these Dollar Tree signs are thin enough that you can cut them. So I'm just cutting it with a box cutter on one side and then following that up on the other side. And I'm cutting the bed of the truck off and the front of it to make it now a station wagon with a Christmas tree on top to be the family truckster. Then I just went over the whole thing with a coat of green, Christmas tree green, distressing it with ivory. And this is going to be another sign for that wall display that we can add another Christmas vacation saying to. This one says, burn some dust, eat my rubber. A really funny sign when they were in the family truckster going out to cut down their Christmas tree. And again, this is an SVG file that I will share for you so that you can recreate. And I don't think I really had my paint dry on this one, and it was making my life a little bit more difficult than it needed to be, but I stuck with it. I was able to get it all down. Definitely need to seal it. Go over the whole thing with some Mod Podge as well. And again, we're just going to make a hanger for the sign. So you can see that I just used these regular Christmas signs from the Dollar Tree in the Christmas section and made them my own. Like by making this truck into a station wagon, super easy to do. The gingerbread house into the Griswold house. Just kind of turn them over and see if you can still use them. Even like the camper, just using it on the back, and then you can add whatever words that you want to them. And it's just a fun way to customize some Christmas vacation items just with some cheap items from the Dollar Tree. Now I wanted to make a big garland sign, and to do that I wanted little mini signs. So I decided to use these little wood pallet signs from the Dollar Tree. I picked up 3 of them. I want them to coordinate with that Christmas tree farm sign that we made, which was ivory. So I'm just going to go over all of the little wooden pallets with ivory. And I want to make like a really like traditional Christmas garland and have like these little Christmas vacation signs hang from it. We're going to hang this on the same wall as everything else, kind of tie everything together. I'm also going to kind of go in with a smaller brush, painting these in between where you can kind of see the little wood braces between each one of the pallet signs. And these, I just want these to be kind of be a clean background, but I also want them to look, you know, farm-like. And that's why I didn't really go for a full coverage there. I left some of the wood visible. That way I don't have to go back and distress them. Now, these are 3 more SVG cut files that I'll share for you. One is the cat that was burned into the rug. We have the little moose mug. We have the little squirrel from the Christmas tree. And I just cut these out of cardstock in red, green, and black. And again, just using my Cricut. So I have an SVG file set up in the Google Drive with all these shapes if you want to cut yours out as well. And using cardstock was the easiest thing because I could kind of match my color scheme. Like the Christmas tree farm sign, we did red, white, green, and black kind of thing. And so this is going to go with it perfectly. So I just did a red squirrel, a green moose mug, and a black cat. That black cat cracks me up. And I am just Mod Podging those to the front of the signs. They do kind of hang off of the sides of the signs, which is totally fine. And then I go over the top of them with more Mod Podge to kind of seal them down as well. And then give them a quick dry. Just kind of a quick, easy sign DIY for those little palette signs, just using cutouts of really funny little Christmas vacation silhouettes. Then I kind of go back in and distress the paper just a little bit with ivory to kind of make them look a little bit more hand painted, less like perfect colored paper. And then I just want to string them all together. And for that, we're just using Dollar Tree garland. So I'm just going to cut it into pieces like 6 inches long. And that way we can have one of those pieces in between each one of the little Christmas vacation signs. And we can kind of string it all together. I'm using my hot glue gun, and we're just going to glue the garland here to this side of the pennant banner. And then to the other side, we're going to glue another piece of the garland. And then we're just going to keep doing this until we string up the entire garland. You could just use one long piece, but I really didn't want anything behind those wood palette signs so that they would kind of sit flat against the wall. And then I want to do another piece here on the other side of our little fried kitty cat. And I think that looks really festive and fun. Something that the Griswolds would have hanging up in their home for Christmas for sure. And as you can see, I just strung this on my wall underneath that Christmas tree farm sign. Very Christmas vacation, very fun, and really easy to put together with those SVG files, just cutting out just a silhouette out of cardstock. Hey guys, if you're enjoying today's video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate it. And turn on the bell for any notifications of new videos. Okay, the next DIY is actually a thrift find. I found this little light up house at Goodwill. And this is going to be our little Griswold house. I know it's metal, it's not yellow, but it was what I could find. I couldn't really find any large houses at Dollar Tree, so I found this. I actually got it half off, so it was only $1.50 at Goodwill. And then we're going to use some of the little LED lights from the Dollar Tree. I grabbed 2 packages so that we could make this house extra festive. And even though the house already lights up, we're going to cover it with tons of Christmas lights, just like the Griswold house. And I'm going to display this on my entryway table right next to Cousin Eddie's sweater. It is kind of an open house, so that's great. I can always just store the little battery packs right inside. And I can still get to them if I need to turn them on and off. And then I just fed the lights out of one of the windows. And these are just the white lights. You could always do colored lights. That'd be really cute as well. And I'm just going to kind of wrap those all around the house. And, you know, if I need to attach it to the house, I just do a little dot of hot glue here and there. It's pretty easy to get this to stay up. And I just kind of want it all around the house, like the house is super lit up for Christmas. And just kind of arrange those, kind of spread them out evenly. And you know, it's a Griswold house, so it's definitely going to need even more. I didn't have any more of those, but I had some of the ribbon, which is the same thing. It's just inside of a ribbon. So I said, well, I need more lights. So let's just take the ribbon off. They're little LED lights from the Dollar Tree because we need more Christmas lights if this is going to look like a Griswold house. So again, I'm going to store the battery pack inside my house and feed it through a window. That way I can decorate the roof because, you know, the Griswolds definitely had tons of lights all over the roof. I'm just going to start tacking down. Instead of staples on my roof, like the Griswolds, I'm just going to use a little hot glue here and there and just kind of string it back and forth. Just kind of gluing it on all over. And this is going to be really fun. I think you're going to be able to get the vibe that this is definitely a Griswold house. You could probably do this with any kind of house you could find. And then I'm going to display it with this great Christmas tree I got at Target Dollar Spot for only $3. It's beautiful, looks like a big rustic Christmas tree, and I thought we would display this with the lit up Griswold house for a cute little Christmas vacation display on my table. I'm just gonna fluff it up a little bit. This is gonna be like a yard tree, so I'm not gonna decorate it or anything. I'm just gonna use it for the tree vibe and the snow on there. And this is how it looks with our little Griswold house. Super fun. And it is definitely lit up as much as I could get it. And this is how it looks together with the little Cousin Eddie sweater. And this is how all of those signs look together hanging on the wall in my entryway. I made a nice large display with all 5 of those signs. Then we have the garland hanging underneath as well. Then below, we're going to have Cousin Eddie's sweater, the Griswold house, the Christmas tree. And I went ahead and put my tier tray there because we're also going to be doing a Griswold themed tier tray in this video as well. And we're going to do that right now. So let's get started on our Griswold Christmas tiered tray. I'm doing that 2-tier tray. For the very top of it, I wanted to make the iconic moose mug. I thought I could probably make it by using one of these little MDF wood reindeers from Dollar Tree. Now, they have antlers, so I thought that'd be perfect for the little moose mug. And so it's just a matter of removing those. So I just pop it off, trying to use a little bit of heat. And these are the little cake decorators from the Dollar Tree. I like to use those in crafting. And it doesn't matter how much I kind of destroy them because they're from the Dollar Tree. And I am just using heat trying to pop off our second antler. Now, to make like the moose mug part, it's not shaped exactly like the reindeer head, but we're going to kind of make it. I flipped mine over upside down, and then just using a cutter, I am just cutting off the little ears there. And then I'm going to cut the top of it to kind of make it look like the top of a cup. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on custom stuff like this for your decor. You can always kind of customize these items from the Dollar Tree and kind of make them your own. This did have a little reindeer nose on it as well. And so I did go ahead and try to pop that off as well, just to kind of get rid of it. That is going to be my back because it's kind of ugly back there with the glue and stuff like that. But we're actually going to make a sign on it too. I thought it didn't really look like a cup that much. It still needed a little bit of shaping. So I just sketched out just to help me know exactly where to cut. And then just cutting a couple of times with my box cutter, I can kind of just mold that out where we have like the bottom of like a fancy like bar glass or something like that. And I thought that looked pretty cool. We're going to combine that with the reindeer antlers, but this time we're going to try to make them look like moose antlers. I filled in the hole for the hanger on both of mine with a little bit of hot glue to fill that in, because this is going to be a sign for our tier tray. And we're not going to need to hang it. And then I'm going to mix up my own chalk paint. I do that with some calcium carbonate, water, and just regular acrylic paint. I'll try to remember to post the link to the recipe below. It's super easy. And I get that calcium carbonate on Amazon as well. And it's way cheaper to mix your own chalk paint, I think. And I'm just going to go over the MDF sign, all 3 pieces, with that ivory chalk paint. I kind of wanted to use a chalk paint because I thought I'd have a little bit better coverage going over that dark surface, but it is definitely going to require a couple of coats of that ivory. And I thought that'd be a really cute like moose mug that we can put on the top, the front of our tier tray, and we can personalize it and kind of make it into a Christmas vacation sign. So if you put the 3 pieces together like that, you can kind of see the look that I was going for of a moose cup. It's not going to have a face or anything like that. It's just going to kind of be a silhouette. And we're going to attach the little antlers to the back of the cup with some hot glue. And then I said I wanted to I thought it would be easier to kind of make it into a sign than try to put a face on it. So I'm going to use vinyl again. This is another SVG file that I've designed for you guys that you can use for your cutting machines. And I just used black vinyl. And I'm going to make this say, "Can I refill your eggnog?" Another line from Christmas Vacation. A nice skinny font, but I kind of like this font. It's kind of decorative. And we're just going to weed that out. Use our paper transfer paper again and just put that on our little tier tray sign. Super cute, and it totally gives me the feel of Christmas Vacation. I'm going to seal my vinyl down by going over the top of it with a coat of matte Mod Podge, and then I also kind of distress mine ever so lightly with a little bit of gray, just to give it a little bit of distressing. Super cute, and I just leaned it against the pole on the very top of my tier tray to get this started, and it looks great with my Christmas tree farm sign and the other things that I've painted ivory. Now, the next item I found at Dollar Tree really reminded me of something that the Griswolds would have. It's a bright green glittery Christmas tree candle holder, and I'm just going to pop in a Dollar Tree candle, and I don't have to do anything to this. It's nice and tall, so I can put it here in the back. It's going to light up, you're going to be able to see it, and it looks very Griswold. Now, the next item I also found from the Dollar Tree is a bright red nutcracker. I think this looks very traditional Christmas. I got this at Dollar Tree too, and it looks like something that the Griswolds would definitely have in their Christmas decorations. So we're going to stand him up back here on the other side. He's nice and tall too. Now for the next sign, I'm just using one of these little hexagon, I guess, signs from the Dollar Tree. Just a chunky red sign. I thought this was a really good sign for a tier tray. And we're painting that with that bright candy apple red. I'm just using a makeup sponge so I don't make too much of a mess. And I'm also going to paint the sides of this. I just wanted to do a little custom Griswold sign so we can do another line from the movie. And this is another SVG file that I've designed for you guys. And we're just going to cut this out on white vinyl. Mine says, "Hallelujah, Holy S, where's the Tylenol?" And again, you could always censor yours if you wanted to. Going to weed out the middle of my letters. And again, this is another Cricut file that will be on my Google Drive. I'm just going to share the link to the drive. You guys can go through it, pick out whatever you want. You can print all of it. You can cut all of it. You can do whatever you want with it. Totally a benefit of watching this channel. And we're just going to use the paper transfer paper. We're going to put that white vinyl on the red sign that we painted. And the funny thing is I'm going to pair this with some actual Tylenol. I thought that would be really funny for our little Christmas vacation theme. Just kind of touching up a couple of the dots. Sometimes it's easy to lose those when you're transferring the vinyl. And I'm going to seal the vinyl on this one down as well with a little bit more Mod Podge. And then I'm going to distress it ever so lightly with a dry brush of ivory to kind of make it go with the Rustic 5. And here is the Tylenol. I bought a Tylenol Extra Strength, bright red. Perfect decoration for this tier tray. And to make sure that you can see it, I just took a little Dollar Tree, actually I think that's a 5 Below Jenga block that I had, and I just painted it green so I could kind of raise it up. So Hallelujah is going to go over here on the top of our tier tray, our green block, and our Tylenol. I love using real stuff like that for a tier tray. The next item I have is just a little mini wreath that I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to kind of lay that in here just for a tiny Christmas decoration right in front on the tier tray. Then we're just going to use some more of that greenery, the garland from Dollar Tree, and I just cut small pieces that I can kind of, wind around all over, fill it all in with a little garland. And the top of this tier tray is complete. Now we're going to go and decorate the bottom. The first item I have is one of the cheapo plants from Target. They're $5. This one's got berries in it. Looks very festive for the holidays. They do come in plain white plastic pots. I actually got this on sale. It was even cheaper than $5. They do go on sale. And I'm just using some Dollar Tree red burlap ribbon. And I'm just going to string that all the way around the pot just to bring it a little bit more Christmas cheer. And kind of glue that to itself there on the back. Super easy and festive. And I always kind of like to have a plant on my tier tray. It gives it a whole new element. We're going to put this one right here in the back. Now, for the next DIY, I thought this Christmas ornament definitely looked like something that the Griswolds would have. It's from Dollar Tree, a little red Santa ornament that says ho, ho, ho. I'm just going to make mine into a sign by taking a couple of those little Jenga blocks from Dollar Tree, gluing those together and gluing that to the back of the ornament. And ornaments are great for decorating tier trays. This looks really festive, definitely Griswold-like. And we're going to do that right back here in the back. It's nice and tall, and it'll fill up that space nicely. And the next item is just a bottle brush tree that I picked up at Dollar Tree. It is just green with a little bit of snow on it. And I think it's good as is. It's going to be perfect for a Christmas-themed tier tray. And, you know, there's a lot of Christmas trees in the Christmas Vacation movie. The next one is a bottle brush tree that I got at Target Dollar Spot. This one's more of a lighter green. Again, it's got like some snow on it. But I thought that would be really cute. It's a little bit prettier, so we're going to put that one here in front. Now, to continue on with our little Christmas Vacation tier tray, I found like this little classic Santa for like 99 cents at Goodwill. I think he was a salt shaker, and I just found him, but he looks really traditional Santa, so I thought that'd be really cute with a Christmas Vacation theme, a big Santa Claus for the tier tray. For the next DIY, I just took a little Target Dollar Spot sign. It can be anything. This was a Thanksgiving one. I just needed a tiny sign, and I painted it ivory. And then I did that to kind of cover up the white words on the blue paint, mix my own custom bright green chalk paint, again using some calcium carbonate to make a little green sign, trying to stick with that traditional red and green Christmas colors. I think that's very Griswold for this sign. And then I'm just going to start by painting just the sides. And we're going to do another little custom Christmas Vacation sign. I'm not having any luck with those paintbrushes today. And again, I'm using white vinyl. This is another SVG file that I've designed for you. And it screams squirrel with some exclamation points. I kind of curved it for fun. And we're just going to kind of put that in the corner of our little sign that we painted green. And then I was able to find a little tiny squirrel that we can put in front of it as well. I found some like little squirrel salt and pepper shakers at Dollar Tree, and I thought that would be perfect. So I just give it a light distress with ivory on my little squirrel sign, and then we can kind of display them together. It's kind of updating my paint there. I got a little carried away. These are the little squirrel salt and pepper shakers. Are these not adorable? And I'm just going to use one because I just want there to be one squirrel. So I'm just going to pick one and display that because we definitely have to have a little squirrel there on our tier tray. But the little sign behind it will make it yell squirrel. And it was having a little trouble standing up on its own because it was very lightweight. I'm just going to fix that with a little Dollar Tree Jenga block. And we're going to put this right here in front. So cute. Squirrel. Now the next DIY, I'm taking two Dollar Tree signs. One is the arrow sign and one is the heart sign. It can be whatever sign. I just wanted something that would stand up that I could hold an arrow because I want to pair these together to make a sign for Cousin Eddie's RV. So I just cut those down with my saw into the shape that I wanted, making the arrow short, cutting the frame off, just leaving enough frame on there to make it do what I wanted it to do, which was to hold the sign. We're gonna make another little sign, so I'm painting it that candy apple red, and then we can go on there with some vinyl to put some words because I wanna use this to kind of describe Cousin Eddie's RV. So a little custom Christmas Vacation project. I'm also going over the stand in that candy apple red too. And it's not really, it's just kind of a sign. I thought it'd be fun to do the arrow too, because I wanted to actually be pointing at Cousin Eddie's RV. So this is another SVG file that I've designed for you. It says, "That's an RV." And just a line that Cousin Eddie likes to use to describe his RV that he was so proud of. And I do that on white vinyl, just using my paper transfer paper and making sure the paint on this is dry. The bright red color is going to look great with our Christmas decor, and it's just a really cute little tier tray sign. I'm going to seal my vinyl on again, and then kind of go in and give it a light dry brushing with ivory to kind of make it look a little bit weathered like everything else that I make. I've had people come on my channel and be like, "I don't like the distressing." And then I'm like, nobody says that you have to distress yours. I like mine distressed. But I put this over in the corner, and for Cousin Eddie's RV, I found this little wood block. It's kind of got like the shape of an RV, right? I just pulled the little wood block off on the top that was on there. And this is just a wood toy from Crafter Square at Dollar Tree. And we're just going to paint ours ivory. I don't do the two colors like the ivory and the blue, but you totally could if you wanted to. I was just kind of going for an old, dirty RV. So I'm going to distress mine. And of course, I'm going to distress mine with green, just to kind of make it kind of go with some of the other DIYs we've done. And we did a red sign for this to kind of keep the red and green theme. But you can kind of distress yours however you'd like. You could also do the blue and white if you wanted. I just kind of wanted to make it look dirty. Then for the tires, I'm just using a black paint pen, and we're just going to simply paint each one of the tires black. I'm not going to go in and do any like details or anything on this. I just wanted a little basic dirty RV shape that we can display with that. That's an RV sign. And I found that the paint pen was definitely the easiest way to paint those without having to detach them. And then of course I distressed them with a little bit of ivory, and we put that right next to, that's an RV sign. Just kind of rearranging things. I think I have room for one more thing, and we're going to make our Jelly of the Month Club. So I just took a jar of jelly that I already had. This stuff's delicious if you haven't tried it, the Skinny Girl Jelly. And then I made a printable Jelly of the Month Club, and I don't know if I put this in my Google Drive. I'm going to have to try to find this one and put this in my Google Drive as well. I think I still have the free printable for this. I just printed it out on cardstock and glued it onto the front of my jelly jar to cover up where the label used to be on mine. So now it looks like a little custom jelly. And using a jar of jelly is great because you can always still eat it when the holidays are over. So a little decorative piece that's also food. So Jelly of the Month, I just sealed the whole thing with some matte Mod Podge a couple of times to make sure that our label is going to stay on. And then I don't really want you to be able to read the Skinny Girl on top, so I decided to paint that too. I'm just using that candy apple red and painting the lid of it red. And this is our little Jelly of the Month. We definitely had to have that if we were going to do a Christmas vacation themed tier tray. Super cute, super easy. And I think it should go right here in the front of our tier tray. And then to fill in any of the areas that need stuff, I'm just going to cut up some more of that Dollar Tree garland. Kind of scatter that all over. Anywhere where it kind of just needs a little something to make it look super festive for Christmas. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's Christmas vacation video. I do have the final reveal now. Oh, I really appreciated it if you, in the comments below, you let me know what your favorite DIY was today. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. We're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers. Enjoy the final reveal.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, we're chasing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Later we meet under the mistletoe, while Santa's busy saying ho, ho, ho. We're feeling jolly, eating Christmas cake, and then we go skating on the frozen lake, saying hi to every friendly face, and later we warm up by the fireplace. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Merry Christmas Day. A Merry Christmas Day. Oh, yeah. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Yeah, a Merry Christmas Day. Dancing around the Christmas tree, wishing all a Merry Christmas. Dancing around the Christmas tree, wishing all a Merry Christmas. Dancing around the Christmas tree, wishing all a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, 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 Jingle bells ringing in my ear, jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, we're chasing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Later we meet under the mistletoe, while Santa's busy saying ho, ho, ho. We're feeling jolly, eating Christmas cake, and then we go skating on the frozen lake, saying hi to every friendly face.
to give a huge thank you to the following Crafty Beach Bum members for supporting my channel here on YouTube. Thank you so much to Karen O'Haron, Coastal Couple, Pamela Bergeron, I Am Mojo Jojo, Melinda Elizabeth, Jamie Job, Susan Edmonds, Sandra Ray, Carrie R., Tracy Knight, Verna Noctigal, Nancy Wunner, Julie Miller, Jan Zalata, Tammy Coates, Janae Farrington, Pamelia Wren, Whitney Harrison, Butterfly Mama, Maria Grace, Donna Schreiner, and Tina Kane. Thank you so much for supporting me here on YouTube. I really appreciate it. And if you would like to join the Crafty Beach Bum membership, all you have to do is hit the join button here on my YouTube page. And again, you're going to get early ad-free access to my videos and a shout out in every video. It's $4.99 a month and you can cancel anytime. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to watch more Crafty Beach, YouTube thinks you might enjoy this video right here.